You want to know something really cool? Gaming. Want to know something even cooler? Gamers gaming. Want to know the coolest thing that's ever existed? Gamers gaming.
Unbelievable!
Now, it goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway, that speedrunning is awesome. But the problem is, it takes a lot of skill and effort. And unfortunately, those are both things I lack in almost every facet of my life. So when it comes to something like speedrunning, where you could live stream yourself playing the same game every single week for 5 years straight and not even break the top 10, you could see why I might be preemptive to even start. Or maybe that's just my excuse because I know I wouldn't be able to break a world record in any game that's worth it in a time frame that makes sense for a YouTube video because for some reason I allow this 10,000 sub YouTube channel to dictate almost every single action in my entire life. And that's the reason why. Shout out to NakeyJakey because I basically stole the first part of that intro bar for bar from his esports video. Anyway, you're probably thinking to yourself right now, simply playing a game really fast can't actually be harder than working 6 hours a day programming, designing, and developing a game for the last 2 weeks. And you're probably right. Why the f did I do that? I could have just streamed myself playing Ocarina of Time and turned it into a video that would have gotten the same amount of views. I'm such a f***ing moron. No, you know what? It's alright. It'll be a good video. We can do this. It's cool. So, like I said before, the entire point of this is to create a game that can be speedran. Is that right? Give me just a second. Okay, yeah, never mind. I was right. And hypothetically, yeah, you could throw a timer onto almost every game and call it a speedrun.
That's a world record!
But I wanted to go fast. I wanted to run faster than the Naruto theater kids. I wanted to jump higher than these weird gym bros that love hopping on top of boxes. I wanted to slide further than 16-year-olds playing high school baseball. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First, we have to launch Unity and make a new project. And I was struggling to think of a name for this project that would befit the essence of speed that I want to radiate out of this game. And then I found it, the hit Pixar movie Cars. But not just Cars, specifically Lightning McQueen's signature catchphrase, Ka-chow. And that's just the title of the project, because I don't think I could publish a game called Ka-chow without Disney sending its assassins to murder me in my sleep. But now that we have the project all set up, we can actually start working on the mechanics. Just kidding, kiddos! This is 2024, and 95% of us have brain rot TikTok Zoomer brain. Which means if I don't have constant bright colors or funny jokes on screen, this little graph goes straight into the f***ing ground. And if that graph goes down, so do my subs, so do my views, and if it gets bad enough, me. Oh god, I was talking too long. The viewer retention is going down. Look, ooh, purple skybox. Ooh, it's so pretty. It's still going down. Look, prototype material texture and pretty lights that make the game look cyberpunky. Ooh. Okay, now that I got our attention span set straight, let's actually start making the movement. But I want to say something right here, right now, before a single one of you guys comment. And I'm gonna add the echo and booming voice modifier so we all know I'm being serious.
I am not a programmer.
Generally, there are 3 main sections when it comes to game development. I like this one, where you just kind of get to lay everything out and make it feel good. I can sort of do this one, but I require about 20 tutorials from hot European YouTubers. And for art, I give up. I just can't. Physical or digital, there's not a single artsy gene in my body, which is weird because whenever someone insults me, they call me artistic. Anyway, such a bad joke. This is what happens when I try to be artsy and make some concept material. And this is what that concept art looks like after I spilled an entire bottle of Gamer Subs on it. Not sponsored, but boy, I sure wouldn't complain if I was. But that entire preamble was just a way to tell you that only about 15% of this code is mine. The other 85 is kind of just an amalgamation of like 4 other tutorials. It's a lot of it this one, a little bit this one, and a medium amount this one. I eventually got it to work, as you can see here, and it's definitely not perfect. It's still kind of clunky and slow. I think I did something wrong when I was following the tutorials. I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with my keyboard, but I can't put my finger on what's broken. I'll figure it out later. But after going gorilla mode at my desk for a couple minutes, I got the movement to feel better, not good, and a little bit less floaty. And then I put together this level, and man, this shit's looking fire! I mean, not really, it's very heavy and slow and feels weird for a speedrunning game, but we're getting there. I quickly realized that one of the tutorials I followed had a function that actually maxes out the player's velocity and makes it so they can't go above a certain speed. Obviously, this being a game based around speed, I didn't want that there, so I spent multiple hours reprogramming a new script that kind of bypasses this and still makes the movement feel good. I made that entire thing up. I have no idea how to do that. I just deleted the entire function and any references to it from the entire script. Programming. It's not what I want to do, but I have to do it anyway. And now that we have our movement set, I wanted to add a timer, so players, know how long it's taking them to complete the level. But oh god, an indie movement game with a timer at the top of the screen, that's too similar to... So I also added this little speed counter that shows the player's current velocity, so my UI didn't look exactly like that. Once that was done, I wanted to get high. Physically, not mentally. That would be illegal. So I added this bounce pad, and it totally works perfectly. See, this is what happens when I try to program something myself. Okay, I reworked the bounce pad, got it working, and BAM! That's not the intended outcome. Give me just a sec. And this is what the final bounce pad looks like when it's working and integrated to the full level. Call this bounce pad your dad the way I be bouncing on him like crazy. I don't remember saying that. After that, I realized besides the infinite void, there wasn't really anything that was dangerous to the player and could actually kill them during their run. So I added this laser that totally works. I said I added this laser that totally works. There we go. Then I added these cubes to the side of the laser so it wasn't just kind of floating in air. I can't do anything right. Now, maybe it's just me, but this movement controller is getting a bit boring, so let's add something cool. In my opinion, something like blinking would kind of kill the momentum too much, and wall running has been so overdone to the point where I believe most people think it comes stock in the Unity engine. So I settled on dashing. And I actually got it to work perfectly with no help at all. With the movement all set up, I began to think about some other mechanics and features I could add, like maybe guns or melee weapons or enemies that you have to fight through the level. I know this is gonna sound weird, but I'm you 3 weeks into the future. You cannot add those mechanics to this game. Wait, what? Why? Those are all things in hundreds of other movement games. I know it doesn't sound right, but just look, just watch. A movement shooter made in Unity that's developed by a YouTuber, Dani, maybe if you got him off of Wish. Yeah, let's leave the player mechanics here for now. And let's start expanding upon the game by adding some story. Because I am such a good writer. And to convey the story, I wanted voice lines to play over the intercom as you play through levels. Totally not inspired by Portal though. And to activate these voice lines, I wanted to have buttons throughout the level that the player could press to see if they actually wanted to listen to the voice lines or not. Again, not inspired by Portal in the slightest. Hey guys, look, it's meet your mom last night, am I right? Wow, that joke wasn't funny at all, but you know what would be funny? Subscribing to this channel. That'd be hilarious. Look at me.
And to join the Discord. And follow me on Twitch television.
After I fixed the button animations and got them working right, I started working on some voice lines. I tried to do a southern accent, but I ended up kind of just sounding like a mentally challenged Bob Ross.
Hi there, and welcome. I'm Officer Zoom.
Either way, I set up all the buttons, finished the voice lines, and sat back to enjoy my work.
Second, and then still alive to dash basically good top half. Don't worry if it takes you.
It's crazy that I am so bad at programming, I can't even build a goddamn button system.
9-year-olds made working buttons in Scratch!
with block code.
Then I had an amazing moment of realization where if I added a couple post-processing effects, it makes the game look almost like a different project. And with some finishing touches, we have a pretty good looking first level. I also made the goal at the end of the level a jug of soy milk. Very different from cow milk. Just a f you to all you guys. Then I added some music and started working on 2 more levels to finish out the tutorial section. I also made it so that at the end of each level, you can see your own time compared to my best time. And currently, there's no other players in the game, which means I hold the world record for a speedrunning game, which means I'm a pro speedrunner. And since I developed this game, there's no way that anyone will ever be able to go faster than me. I created it. How would anyone know how to beat these levels faster? But I don't want to show you guys too much of that, because if you go into the video's description, you could download this initial tutorial build of the game for free off of itch. And I would hate to spoil the rest of the game for you guys. All I ask is that on your way down to the description, subscribe and leave a like. It would help a lot. Let me know how you guys feel about the game in the comments below. There's a ton of things I would love to add, so if you enjoyed it, I would totally make a follow-up video. Wow, if you're still watching at this point, you deserve a secret. I have a micro penis.